It was just from an academic standpoint, it was just a solid education. I thought the teachers were good. They were dedicated. A lot of them had been there many years. That continuity is important. They were veterans. We had, I thought, some really solid teachers. That's probably the number one thing, whether it's grade school, high school. If you have solid teachers, and I don't just mean instructors, I mean, good people who set a good example, who really care about kids. Now, as a child, it's easy to say you don't like such and such teacher, but I thought they did a darn good job.
They did.
Uh, it was a thriving school. We had about 60 to 65 kids a class, the whole class. Um, it was a strong community. I thought there was a lot of good school spirit.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of kids went on to Ignatius, Ed's, Mags, Joe's, wherever in Westlake, Yvonne Lake, and we're good athletes, good students. Um, I think it was just a little bit before Westlake really took off in a huge way. I'm talking like Western Westlake. Now I don't know if a lot of those kids go to Bernadette's, but some of them do. Um, that's where we made a lot of good friends. Um, yeah, just some solid guys. Unfortunately, eighth grade, I remember took the bus with Tom Coster and Bob Long. Um, just solid people. That's really what I think of Saint Bernadette. Um, the athletics were good. The academics were good. Spirituality was pretty strong. Um, just an overall solid experience. I mean, I don't know if you want to get into one of those areas more in depth, but
I mean, I
uh,
think you talked about the community aspect. For me, that's what hit me, I think, as I went on. And Avon Lake has a really good community aspect too. But I was lucky to be in two great communities with St. B's and then with Avon, all the Avon Lake community that I ended up knowing for years after that. So I didn't realize it. I was so young at St. B's when it was first grade when I transferred there from St. Brendan's. And then I was after fifth grade when I moved to Avon Lake. My mom had remarried and we moved there. So it was so much of a transition period for me at that time, Ryan, that I didn't really fully get how great St. Bernardette's was until I was years later. And then I look back and reflected, and I'm like, wow, I would love to just be back in the classroom and with you guys and hanging out and you making jokes and playing football at recess. And it was just a great, camaraderie with all the guys. And it was, and everybody there. And I really missed that aspect of it. You guys were a huge part of my life. To this day, I still have tons of memories from you guys. And, you kind of set me up, like sports wise, especially, Ryan. You guys, like you playing against you and all the guys we mentioned, like, I mean, no one, I wasn't really scared of anybody at that point because I played against some of the best of the best. So I'm like, well, I mean, really, that's how I felt about it.
well, we had a really solid class. Even the guys older than us that we
Peter
were,
Cook and all them. Yep.
yeah, yeah. Now I got to know them better because my brother Tim is a year older than me, so I got to know those guys. Um, it just seemed, even when we were there, it seemed like there was something. There was a pride. There was a pride in your school. A bit of a tradition aspect that we have a little responsibility to the people before us, and then it's in our hands, and we have to set the people up behind us for success. um, I loved it, really. I mean, my parents still go there for church. They still live in the same house, so I'm there once in a while. um, they still have the big field in the back. I wish we had the gym that they have now.
What is it? I haven't been there in probably
Oh,
10
it's a
years. Is it?
beautiful gym. Yeah, they actually may have finished it 20 years ago.
Really? Then I must have been, I thought I was there.
I
Maybe I
think
wasn't inside because I would definitely know.
you're in
Where
the,
is the gym at exactly?
it's like behind the third grade classrooms.
Okay. Yep. Where there used to be a little grassy area there.
There's a field, yeah. So
Yep.
right along the driveway, if you're going back
Yep.
from Clegg back to the church,
Yeah. I haven't been in there then.
along that driveway, and then it stops at the parking lot. So that whole
Okay.
field, there were like various fields
Yep. Yeah.
between the sidewalks. So that field is gone. I think they still have enough area.
No kidding. Yeah, I haven't been there, and it must. I mean, I might have seen it from the outside, but I definitely haven't been inside because I would remember that. We had that small little gym in the front that we would play at, but you couldn't even have a game there because it was so small. You couldn't even have a
That
crowd.
was the original church.
Was it? Okay.
At least, it's funny. These communities start first, and they'll celebrate mass like anywhere they can. So they probably had some masses just in the first building they had, but yeah, that was the first church I think until the 70s,
Okay.
and then they built the one kind of in that Irish cottage almost style.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and then that's probably when like one of the first waves of Westlake in the 70s, a lot of growth, and then I think it was pretty consistent, and then it started to really take off. But yeah, again, I loved Burnett's. But we didn't know anything different, so I don't know. But I don't think it's just that. I think it was a pretty strong community. Um, Good teachers, good coaches, good families.